And welcome to my channel. I realized I did not charge my camera, so we don't have a lot of time, and I want to get this filmed, but it seems like someone has blessed me. The sun is coming out through all these rain clouds, and I might actually have some decent lighting. It's not the best, pardon the mess. We're going through some stuff. I think I'm about moving. So, yeah, we're in transition for a whole lot of things. And I've just not got to pick up, but I wanted to film this because this is a collaboration with my friend here on YouTube, Shweihninzy, for her makeup channel Golden Roses. I suggested the Cover FX Power Play Foundation for her to try, and we decided that it would be really cool to collab on this because we have such different skin tones. I will let you watch her video to hear about her skin tone, but she did tell me she has some oily skin, and I can tell you I am dry. It's all just dry, and I have huge, massive pores on my nose. So this is not a first impression for me. I do believe it will be a first impression for her. I have worn this foundation, and I love this foundation. And I will say I understand the complaints that some people with dry skin are having about it, but I'm going to show you some things that help me to get the most out of it and help me love it. And actually, it's on the box. It says that it is a long-wearing liquid foundation with innovative high-impact pigments that provide buildable medium to full coverage that's breathable and weightless, and I do believe that. A tree of ultrafine powders control shine and help visibly blur imperfections. I believe that. And for directions, it tells you shake well and apply to moisturized and primed skin. You got to do both, especially if you have dry skin. And I don't even use a primer. I just use this one moisturizer that I have because it's got glycerin in it, and it primes just fine. But I have found with this, I do need to add a primer with it, and I'll be using the Smashbox primer. So yeah, I'm also, when I do this, I was going to let you all know that this does have 1.18 fluid ounces. You get more than 1 fluid ounce. Granted, the price pay does match that. It's $44. It's a little bit more expensive than your typical foundation. I'm not gonna talk too much more. I'm gonna get into this and kind of talk to you as I go. But right now, I want to film it later, but I will insert it for you here. I am going to compare this. I am the shade N0, which is the lightest shade that they carry, and kudos to Cover FX. They do have 40 shades in their shade range, which someone who is very pale, it's really hard to find foundations. I can only imagine what it's like for people of color. So kudos, Cover FX has actually been doing this for a while. This isn't anything new they did, and I actually loved this so much. I went and got the natural finish, which is for more dry skin. I love them both for different reasons. I gravitate for this for more everyday wear. It is also an N0, and this is for if I have something nice I'm going to, like tonight I'm going out, and I need something that's going to last a really, really long time. The coverage on this is perfect for your average work day. I would be happy to review this if you are interested, but I want to compare the shades between the two from the same, and then I'm also going to compare it to the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea and the NYX Total Drops foundation. I will tell you all the shades, and I will swap in an insert of that here. So right here is the Power Play Foundation in N0. This is Cover FX. You can see it pretty much blends in. This is the a natural finish Cover FX in N0. I almost see a slight shade difference, but not quite. I think it just has to do with formulation. This is a lot thicker and a little tacky. And this kind of reminds me if I'd mixed one of these water-based with some of this. So this is the natural finish foundation. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea in Porcelain. That is the lightest shade, I do believe, in the natural finish. And I'm noticing it has, these two have like a peachy undertone. They're supposed to be neutral, so the peach kind of makes sense. The Rainforest of the Sea has a yellow undertone where it's porcelain. I've also used the neutral light, and it matches pretty well too. And this is the NYX Total Drops Control Foundation in N0, and this has almost really an orangey texture. I never noticed until compared. I guess it's kind of peachy, but yeah, you can see the difference. And this is the shade 03, so this is not the lightest shade. This is the lightest shade carried in stores, though. Loop you back in. Alright, so I'm going to start by moisturizing my face. I am a cruelty-free channel. Unfortunately, when I started, I transitioned. I did not clear out my whole thing, and I have yet to find a cruelty-free moisturizer that I like. And I'm currently using one that is not cruelty-free, and that's because I didn't feel like wasting it and throwing it away because it did cost some money. But I would love right now in the comments, right now, if you know a good cruelty-free moisturizer, please let me know, because I've been trying so hard to find one and I just can't. And if I find one, I can gift this to my mom because she started using it. So, please, 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 if you know one, let me know, because that would be helpful. Alright, now, I'm moisturized. Going in with a primer. I right now only have a sample size of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I like this primer. I used it a long time. I'm currently trying to find a nice pore filling primer. Heard they have one. Thinking about picking it up. Now, I will kind of put this all over my face. Like I said, I feel like the moisturizer I use is enough because it's got glycerin in it. And that's the main ingredient in most primers. But the area I'm really going to focus this on is my nose and kind of my cheeks. And then I'll just kind of what's left everywhere else. But really my nose and my cheeks, because that is where I have giant, massive pores. And it does not matter. That's the one area you're really going to see a change in this foundation. And probably the only area you're going to notice any, like, sinking into fine lines. And that's really not the foundation's fault. That's my massive ass pores. So, it is what it is. I'm also going to tell you all, you're going to see the hot mess that is my eyebrows. I'm getting them waxed next week. And so, I've obviously not plucked them or done anything because I'm getting them waxed and it would defeat the whole purpose. So, just bear with me. Alright, now that everything is primed, we're going to get to the part that you care about, and that is the foundation application. I currently do not have a foundation brush that I like. That's another thing. If you would like to suggest one for me, I'd love to know your favorite brushes. But I'm addicted to the Flower Beauty Sponge, and it is stained. I'm sorry, but it's a realistic world. So that's what I will be using for my whole face. I do believe when Shweihninzy does hers, she will probably do one-sided brush and one-sided foundation. I've heard people that like both. I've heard people that hate both. I mean, obviously not at the same time, but I think it's a personal preference. So I'm going to shake this foundation. And what I like to do is I like to squeeze it onto my hand, and that will get one side of my face. And to keep my squeeze tube clean, because this is a squeeze tube, I just wipe it on the back of the sponge. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to dot generously on my cheek area and kind of work it around. And then I'm just going to bounce until this blends. And I am going to go up on my eye. You have to forgive me. I just realized I've been looking in the viewfinder, or not the viewfinder, but the display the whole time. So, sorry. Like I said in my last video, I'm getting back in it and working out all the kinks. And then I'll take what I have and really kind of work on my nose here, because I have a little bit extra. I squeezed out a bit too much. And I'm going to use the dome, the little pointy side, to kind of get around my nose to start with. And then I'll just buff back in. is magic that happens with this foundation. When I first got it, I thought, I have been ripped out of $44. This does not look nearly as good as the claims say. But there is magic that happens. They have found out and formulated this somehow that it will sit on your skin, and as your natural oils of your face come through, it blends with this foundation in a way that just perfects everything. So I really like it. So it is going to look a lot better here in a moment. I'm going to show you how I set this. The only place, I use the NYX HD Studio Photogenic, I'm pretty sure it's just silica powder. I think that's pretty much all that it is. I don't have the box with the ingredient, but I'm pretty sure it's just silica powder. Oh gosh, it's spilling. What I do for under my eyes is I take a Real Techniques, just the tiny, and I heavily set under my eyes just because under my eyes crease. That's really the only place. You really don't need to set this too much because it is such a matte finish. Now, they're calling it a modern matte, in that, to me, that just means it's not too matte. And that's, like I said, basically I'm going to kind of bake the eyelid. And under that, I don't know if it's cool to bake your makeup anymore, but I kind of do it out of necessity for creasing under my eye. And then I'll kind of just around my nose area. Just because that is one place that I do get slightly oily. Now, I'm going to take just literally what was left in that lid, which was not a lot. I should have shown you. I'm sorry. And that's on my fluffy brush. This is the BH Cosmetics Vegan Brush Set, V1. If you would be interested in seeing something on these brushes, I have quite a few of them. Let me know. And I'm just gonna like literally just kind of pat. Just very gently pat everywhere. I will blend my neck just to kind of help it, once again, with that transition into my skin. But I mean, this is the only place I'm really gonna blend hardcore. Everywhere else, I'm just kind of patting, because I don't want to over mattify, because it is not a very matte foundation, but it can get that way. And I'll kind of let this sit on my face for a few minutes. Not too long. I don't bake like normal people. In fact, like by the time I finish the sentence, I'll probably blend. I just have to let it sit for a second to sit. And then I'm just gonna wipe everything away that I did. So just wipe all that away. Get around my nose just a little bit, and that's that. That is this foundation done and done. I'm gonna go do the rest of my foundation off camera, and not my foundation, the rest of my makeup off camera, my brows, eyes. I will not do any kind of contouring or stuff, because I feel like, what's the point of doing a foundation review if I'm gonna cover it up with a bunch of crap? I will do blush and a little bit of highlighter, just so you can kind of see how that will sit on top throughout the day, as kind of help proof of the wearing of the foundation. So yeah, and then alright, so I've been gone 10-ish minutes, and here's kind of the look I did. It's just really simple. Keep in mind, first off, I did the worst eyeliner job I've done in a long time, but keep in mind, the only primer I have under this eyeshadow is the Power Play foundation with some of the NYX setting powder on top. I have the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette on my eyes. I used the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper, the brown, wait, Trooper's black. Mad Max brown on my eyes. I have Flower Beauty's Lash Warrior mascara on my eyes. This mascara is the bomb. Oh. On my cheeks, you can't see it because the lighting is very bright, but I do have the Amazonian Clay Tarte blush. Oh my gosh. And Epachodi, I don't really know how to say it. And then just for highlighter on, I also have that on my chin and the tip of my nose, that blush. And then for highlight in just the standard areas, I have the Urban Decay Naked Skin, that palette highlight. That is my favorite highlight. It is a good highlight for pale people. So I'm going to, like I said, finish off with the Flower Beauty setting spray. And I use the hydrating. Which I'm about out of because I have dry skin as stated. This has a really pleasant smell. I love it. I love this setting spray. And this has a super fine mist. This is fantastic for a drugstore setting spray. The price point is a little higher. This is also now available at Ulta. So, you know, just throwing that out. Throwing some love to Drew. But this stuff is amazing. So yeah, this is the finish, and I will zoom you in as stated so you can kind of see how the natural oils have helped, and you'll also see that that setting spray really, really helps too. But I will show you, I do have a little bit of patching on my forehead where my forehead's dry, and can you all see, okay, can you all see the dots of foundation? You can't notice that in person, but on camera, you can notice it. Because I did like a little test run the other day, and I was like, you can see everywhere. I dotted this foundation like it didn't blend, but it's blended. It's everywhere on my face, and it looks beautiful, and you cannot see that in person. It's really weird. So, you know, don't worry about that when you see that. But it's just that's so weird. And maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe I'm just seeing it. I don't know. But if you see it, that's what that is. That's the places where I like dotted it on. But I don't know. That is hysterical to me. Anyway though. But I'm like, as I said, I don't like every imperfection I have to be covered. So I did not build this up very strong. I could have covered these places if I really wanted to, but I like to leave some of that just because I feel like, you know, that's what makes me me. Those little imperfections are me, and I'm okay with those shining through, and I want those to shine through. And I also think it helps your foundation look more like skin. The big thing for me that I wear foundation for is where I have very pale, sensitive skin, I get a lot of redness. So basically for me, this is covering up my redness. So yeah, this is the finished look, and you can see how, like I said, the oils of your skin just, they really help this foundation do this job. Now I'm gonna give you my self-conscious points. I'm gonna zoom in on my nose, and you can see those huge pores, and I've got highlight that's accentuating my pores. And I've had people, and I got some bruising I didn't cover up. That, I have concealed the crap out of that. It's just where I have really bad sinuses. These kind of, I guess those are capillaries, veins, whatever they are. They stay permanently in a bruise right there. I have tried many foundations. Nothing ever really covers that up. And once again, I'm not too concerned about it. I have some acne scarring on my nose, some freckles, but you can see these large pores, and I've had people, why do you highlight your nose? You know, that just accentuates your huge pores. I like the highlight on my nose. I don't care. So, you know, embrace your imperfections, embrace what you got. But I will be checking in throughout the day. I'm pretty much done here. I will check in throughout the day to kind of keep you guys posted on everything that's going on. It is currently, and to prove it to you, I'm gonna get rid of my, I've got updates that have people's names. It is currently 12:32. Oh, well, just go away, why don't you? So if you can see that, it is 12:32. So we'll say about 12:30, because technically the foundation was probably finished about 12:15, 12:20. but 12:30 will be our benchmark. I'm going to try to do a 3-hour check-in, a 6-hour check-in. I'm trying to think of the times. Hold on, 12:30. So that'll be 3:30, 6:30, and then I'll try to do a 9:30 check-in if I can. If I can't keep it in increments of 3 because I may be going out with my husband, I will do the 3-hour check-in, I will do a 6-hour check-in, and I will do a check-in right before I leave to go out with him, and I'll do a checkout right when we get back, which will probably be really late. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video here, and then the check-ins will be inserted after. But I just wanted to say it's so great to be back on YouTube. It's great to be doing a collab with my friend Shweihninzy. Obviously, her video channel will be linked down below. So you can go check out her channel and see how this foundation performed for her skin. And yeah, it's just great to be back. I felt a lot more comfortable in front of the camera this time. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be here and doing this again. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you would like to see more. Click that little notification bell, YouTube's new magic wonder that you have to click to get any updates whatsoever. And just, yes, I hope you will continue to join me on this journey. I do have some more videos planned, and I will see you soon. Alright, so here we are at, let me get rid of my notifications, the 3:30 mark. It's actually probably 3:31 now, but I'm going to zoom you in and let you get a peek of how the foundation is doing after 3 hours of wear. Let me remember to zoom. So here's that one spot. I'm sorry if it's shaking, I'm just holding the camera. Here is around my nose. So still looking pretty amazing at the 3-hour mark. I will check in again here at the 6-hour mark for you. I've not been doing anything but sitting in a computer currently and editing and doing some lighthouse work. I'm getting ready to get into some heavier work around the house, so there'll be probably a little bit of a difference for this next 3-hour mark.